Round 2, we've got the choice. We'll play first. And we'll keep. Not the greatest hand since we don't have a green source for this, or a 1 or 2 drop, but I still think it's worthy of keeping. Ooh, it's kind of a nice draw. All right, let's get an Abzan guide down. We'll pass. I may end up just playing the Horde Chief for no value. Ooh, well, never mind. We get value. Definitely don't want him to know it's an Abzan guide yet, so that's a big reason to not play the forest yet. Could be a goblin slide deck. Could see that working reasonably well with Quiet Contemplation. Abzan Battle Priest. Yeah, that guy's pretty good. Deal some damage, gain some life. All right, outlasting. All right. So now I think we just keep back the Horde Chief and the Warrior. Otherwise he can crack in and gain some life. Bondkin's actually a reasonable draw. I still hold back the Horde Chief and the Warrior. I'll double block it, I think. I mean, let me think about that. I guess I could have attacked. Then he's definitely motivated to crack back, which would have brought him back up to 14. I don't know. It's debatable. I guess if he attacks, he probably has a trick, so maybe I should have just... Yeah, alright. Unfortunately, I should have just attacked, because now the problem is, if he has a trick, he can keep my Abzan guide locked down, so I definitely should have just attacked, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. We just don't get to do this exactly the way I wanted to. Icy Blast. Oh, take up arms. All right. It's pretty good. Ripper would be better if I had a black creature to unmorph it with, but that's all right. So we'll attack with Horde Chief here. And we'll drop the Ripper. And then we'll Outlast. definitely taking 3 here. If we can resolve a nice Russia battle, we'll be good. Well, it's a bit of a problem, but still not quite. Alright, well, that makes it more difficult, unfortunately. And I guess he gets to outlast too, which is definitely a problem. Oh, I guess he can't outlast. Okay, well, that's good, I guess. I take it he's a Russia Battle Trumpet Blast deck too, but that's okay. I think as long as we get enough blockers out there, we should be okay. I basically just need to set up for a nice Russia Battle. He's got 1 card left in hand too. Maybe Erase is a good card. Oh, he's got something Delvey. What is it? Ooh, Treasure Cruise. That's a good one. It's a good last card to have. So I guess on my turn I can swing with Bondkin and a Krumar. Although he blocks a Horde Chief and a couple tokens and he can take out the Bondkin and I can only kill a Horde Chief. Whereas if he blocks Horde Chief and 3 warriors on Krumar, I can kill 3 warriors, I guess. You can also just chump, I guess. Well, I guess that's a little bit better. I kind of do want to clear the way a little bit, especially since I imagine he's a Trumpet Blasty sort of thing. So what I'm tempted to do is just attack with Bondkin Krumar. But I guess if he has any sort of Trumpet Blast effect, that's going to be dangerous. So let's play it a little bit safer, actually, and just outlast. I think we're going to have to play this safe to win it. Attacking there is okay, but I mean, as long as the Ripper can attack that, we're in pretty good shape. Seems a bit dangerous. I guess I don't have a white source open, but if he has Defiant Strike, makes this a 3/3. I can't give my Krumar first strike. Let's do this, I guess. All right. Well, not too shabby here. Okay. So, I think we just swing with Guide. Although I could swing with the Bondkin too. Then you can do some nice double. I'm just going to do the Guide. I think to become immense is going to be huge here. I'm not quite ready to do Rush of Battle yet. I could do it. Well, it's too late now. But I was just thinking I could have done it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I kind of want to outlast with this, so I think I'm going to leave everything else back. We're just going to do the Become Immense. Because I imagine he's going to want to kill this thing. So let's make sure that we're going to kill everything, I guess. So it doesn't matter. If he just goes Morph, I think I take it. No attacks. Okay. Still outlasting, which I feel like is a bit dangerous. One card left in hand. I can pretty much, yeah, I can definitely Rush a Battle here. So let me think. Rush a Battle, he's got 6 blockers. I can just Feat of Resistance too. I can do another safety turn. I don't see why not. It's certainly not lethal if I Rush a Battle here. Because, I mean, it would, like, clear his board, but I think I can do it without investing my whole team. And I can still outlast here again. So I think what I'd rather do is just swing with the guide. See what he's got. I'll take it, which is kind of surprising, but definitely okay in my book. So now we just pass. So we've got the Feat of Resistance protection, which is nice. Got some life gain going on. We're still building up our Bondkin to a pretty safe point. Definitely don't think he's got a good attack. Now he's not outlasting anymore either, which is interesting. So now I think I can just swing with my first striker. Okay. We'll eat some tokens. I'm playing this pretty safe, I admit. But having double feet up is pretty insane. If he's not outlasting, it's pretty interesting, actually. I mean, yeah, I can, like, double feat that to kill his Abzan Battle Priest, but that doesn't seem worth it. I think we just do the Bondkin again. Get rid of his last card. It's probably just a land, right? Probably just sandbagging. Makes sense. All right. I mean, we're getting to the point where Rush of Battle is going to be lethal. We're just not quite there yet. I probably just do it next turn. I think I likely do it next turn. Okay. Certainly not a big deal. This guy could also have Flying Crane technique, which should be a problem. So I think I think we're doing the big swing next turn. Especially since he's attacking here. So we're going to do the rush of battle. And we've even got enough warriors to gain a bunch of life, so I like it. And he's outlasting. Yeah, it's way too dangerous. So I think now we actually win. Or if we don't win, it's ridiculously close. So yeah, we're just going to bust it out. I guess we can only feat once, but this is going to be insane regardless. I mean, I definitely didn't add up if it's lethal, but just the sheer quantity of lifelink we're getting out of this is certainly makes it worth it. All right. I didn't do the math, but I'm guessing he did. So that was definitely a greedy outlast on his part, but I'm sure we were both just waiting for our win card, his probably being Flying Crane Technique and ours being the Rush of Battle. So he's Jeskai tokens. I don't really have that much for it. Like I said, I don't have much of a sideboard in general. But something like Swiftwing's actually not terrible here, since it not only First Strike kills his Watch for the Roost, but it First Strike, and it just is a great blocker for all of his little tokens. Especially if he runs Trumpet Blast, it doesn't even matter. So I actually think Swiftwing is deceptively good in this match. Something that's probably not good. Not sure. I actually think Skull Hunter's more underwhelming, but I don't feel comfortable cutting a warrior really. Smite does hit his Outlast guy, so that seems kind of important too. It could also potentially hit something with Trumpet Blast on it. And it also hits his Weapon Master, or something his Weapon Master pumps. So yeah, there's probably enough stuff for Smite. I guess Ripper's a little bit worse, but I don't feel comfortable cutting that either. I do think I like the Swiftwing in this match, though. I feel like that's relevant. Maybe it's not better than anything else I got, though. I guess Watcher, but I like the Flyer. All of our 4-drops are pretty good. I mean, we won the game with this. I guess I still cut Swiftwing. It's not that Swiftwing's a bad card, and like I said, it's actually good in this match, but I still think it's overall the weakest. I mean, otherwise I could cut like a Become Immense, but that seems too important as a way to just push 6 damage in on an unblocked guy. That's a little bit too good to pass up. And everything else seems fine. I mean, Ancestor's kind of unexciting, but it's still a warrior. Ripper's not a warrior, but it's like the Death Touch is too good in my mind. So, although, I mean, it's not good against the Weapon Master, but it's not good against tokens. I just don't feel comfortable cutting a Ripper in general. All right, let's try this again. I didn't bring in the Erase either for Quiet Contemplation, but I think we kind of rode the storm out on that card. So if I can live through that, I don't feel like I need to worry about it. This is a fine keep, although I admit it's a little land heavy. So the question is, do we want to do the turn 3 guide into turn 4 Skull Hunter? And I don't think so. I think we just want to slam Skull. I think you just slam Skull Hunter, unless we get another 2-drop here, of course. Yeah, like that. So now we don't have to, which is nice. Potentially make our opponent discard. Depending on whether we get to attack here or not. We may not, because I'm not exactly sure I would want to attack a Bondkin into a morph, but thankfully we don't even have to make that choice. So now it's a good question. The best use of our mana would be the Ruthless Ripper, so I think I am going to do that. I could do the Skull Hunter here, but Skull Hunter I think actually gets better when he's lower on cards in hand. So, and considering we can still do everything we want to do in the next couple turns here, I think this is actually the right choice. Because next turn we can swing with the Ripper and play the Skull Hunter. Plus, we could even outlast the Bonkin, which I might do. I haven't decided yet. All right, well, now it seems pretty clear. That's what we should do. All right. So I think we just swing with Morph. I'm not even sure if I want to trade Ripper for Student. I don't think I do. I think I let him keep the Student. Kind of want him to play a spell there, but that's okay. So now we outlast. I guess I kind of want to, okay. Well, I can't do it now that I did outlast, so I guess we just are on the Skull Hunter plan, which is fine. He does have Delve in his deck, but it's okay. It's probably just a land we hit. That's typically what Skull Hunter does, but that's okay. Like I said, not a big deal. Well, turned out we got rid of something better than a land, so I would say Skull Hunter did its job. I got to admit, I'm pretty surprised that both our round 1 and 2 opponent are playing cancels. It's not that cancel's a bad card, because it's not. It's just, I'm not a huge fan in this format overall. I think it could have been better. Bonkin, actually kind of nice here. And then I can still do a next turn hard cast Abzan Guide, which is pretty good. So I guess we just swing with Bonkin and Morph. I still don't want to unmorph. I could have played a land there to fool him, but I was kind of hoping he blocked with the Battle Priest. I know that seems that's pretty far-fetched. I don't want to make. I kind of don't want to make this trade, but maybe I do want to make the trade now that I think about it. I guess I do. I mean, we're making him lose life. Why not? We're clearing the board up. And I'm showing him the thing I'm playing, so kind of makes sense. Plus, he really is not going to get a good opportunity to use Outlast here, since we're just smashing in for $1 million. It's a pretty bold move. Okay. Well, to be honest, I guess better Bondkin than Abzan Guide, but definitely now that I know he's running Suspension Field as well as the Quiet Contemplation, I think Erase can come in, if it comes to that, of course. Hopefully it doesn't. All right, so I think we just, yeah, I think we just hardcast the Guide here. Not really leaving much room for illusions, but I think it's the best play. All right, I think we just take this. Okay, it's still all right. Guess he can double block the Guide now. That's a bit of a dilemma. Hmm. So if I swing Guide, I can only kill one. Doesn't seem worth it. If I swing Bonkin, it's probably a better trade. Swing nothing, then I might as well just Outlast. Okay. Well, I think I'm doing that then. So we'll play the Hollow. As much as I'd like to stay offensive, I just don't think it's possible. I mean, if I attack with both, he probably just takes 3 damage and double blocks my Guide, which I don't like. So I think we're just going to make our guys bigger. Try and draw into a Feat of Resistance or something. At this point, I guess I trade my Guide for his Battle Priest. All right. Mentor's definitely not a big deal. Krumar is actually a decent draw, so let's just Outlast again. Play a land, get a Krumar down, leave up the first strike and pass. All right, Wind Scout. He can still use this, and he's Outlasting, which is pretty interesting. All right, so now I guess we can pretty comfortably attack with Bonkin as well as Krumar. I can still trade a Guide for a Battle Priest, so could just swing Bonkin as well, but I kind of like swinging Krumar too. I only have 2 blockers on the backswing. Guide could always block a Horde Mate if I had to. Yeah, I think this is okay. It's not great. I mean, it leaves us susceptible to some removal, but I think this is all right. Oh no. Deflecting Palm. It's pretty harsh. And he gets double prowess. It's pretty good. All right, so he's just gonna guess block the Krumar. Yeah, that's not a good block. Well, thankfully Unyielding Krumar's first strike panned out for us there. Did have to take quite a bit of damage, admittedly, but it's all right. Could have been worse. All right. Puts a little bit of a damper on things, but it's all right. If I can just get a pump spell, the Guide can do a lot of work for us, even Feat of Resistance at this point. So Feat of Resistance, I actually saved my deck so we can take a look. Become Immense, Throttle, Rush of Battle. There's a lot of draws that we've got that are pretty valuable here, but land is not one of them. So if I swing with Bonkin, he doesn't really have a good block. I guess he can No, I can't even really do that. He could block Patrol, Horde Mate, Student, but I'd be able to kill Student and Horde Mate, which I think I'm okay with at this point. I think we just swing Bonkin, though. I do kind of want to clear up the board a little bit. Alright, well, I'm okay with that too, but definitely want to find something so I can gain some life soon. I'm just not quite in the position to do it yet. Alright, Ramparts is decent. At this point, I guess we pretty much need to find an answer for that flyer. We do have our own Wind Scout, which I would have to hard cast, but you know, I'm probably okay with that. Still outlasting. There's our Watcher, but I think I just got to play it. I guess I can swing with Abzan Guide now. He can double block, but I gain life. Maybe that's not the best, though. So I guess we could just play Watcher and then pass, but then the Bondkin can't really shine. Yeah, and then he can tap. Yeah, we're in a little bit tricky of a spot, but let's just hard cast the Watcher. I can't afford to not draw a white spell and then unable to block the Wind Scout, so I think we just hard cast it and pass. Like I said, I don't think I can really get away with outlasting here. He could, on his turn, Ramparts down our guide, and then I just don't have a good crew of blockers, so I think that's a bit dangerous. So at this point, I kind of need like a Throttle or a Smite. Rush of Battle, Feat of Resistance. There's still quite a few things that are pretty helpful. All right. So he ditched some lands. That thing's going to have lifelink now, which is definitely a big deal, but it's all right. Didn't use this, which is nice. I guess I attack here so I can get that Horde Chief full value. He's going to get to crack back with the Wind Scout, but still think that's all right. I kind of want the full value for the Rush of Battle that we could eventually get. I know he's not incentivized to block there, but this at least gives us like a chump blocker too, which I think is pretty important if we need it. So if I outlast now, he taps at end of turn. I'm still not quite left with enough, so I think we just chill. He's probably going to tap our Bondkin, I'm guessing, or the Abzan Guide maybe. Okay. As long as we can kill the priest reasonably well with some blocks, I think we're all right. Uh-oh. Krumar. Guess we just play it. Still just kind of hunting for a, I guess I feel better about the Bondkin pump now. So still just pretty much need a... I mean, he could tap our Watcher, I guess. He could have tapped our Watcher there. But that probably would have been better, just bash in with the Wind Scout. But maybe he can tap it down so it doesn't matter. He's probably hunting for that instead. So pretty much Rush of Battle is a big game flipper still, which is nice. Throttle and Become Immense are still pretty good, since Abzan Guide can presumably get in for some life gain. Uh-oh. Warden getting back Deflecting Palm, probably. Which is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to beat that. Got back the cancel, though. That's interesting. All right. Well, that's actually pretty good. So now I can... All right, I think I play Armament Core and I double pump the Guide. Because then if I swing with the Guide, it's got First Strike. 6 power First Strike. So his best blocks are like Patrol, and then he's still Patrol plus Priest, but even that's not that good. But then again, he can tap it down. He can actually block with the Ramparts now that I think about it. That's tough. I kind of need the lifelink here, though. I'm at a pretty low life total. As bad as it is, because the Ramparts. I mean, otherwise I could double pump the Watcher, but then he can tap it down. He's still going to bash in from that. I kind of feel like I need to gain the life here, especially now that he has Deflecting Palm. This isn't ideal, but I think I'm going to have to go for this. I mean, he doesn't have Deflecting Palm or the tap down, so I feel like this is actually a pretty good play. Yeah, he gets to basically protect himself and potentially kill it, although I don't know exactly how he does that, like, in an efficient way. I still think he'd have a little bit of problems blocking it extremely well, you know? So this is actually okay. Gaining 6 life seems pretty important there. And I guess we'll Outlast again. We still have a First Strike up if we need it. If he attacks with the Battle Priest, I can just go Armament Core, Skull Hunter on it. Alright. So, Trumpet Blast is starting to get to the point where Trumpet Blast is a pretty big deal. We're both really low on time too, so I have to start really playing in basically hyperdrive mode now. Alright, so he's going for like the flying. So if I get the Rush of Battle, I get a really nice attack. But not quite. So I guess that I can swing Bondkin now, but he can just block with a token, but it's probably still the best. Got to start chipping away somewhere. We definitely want to leave the Watcher back, I think, because we want him to be forced to tap it down if he wants to get damage in. But I pretty clearly can't get in with everything right now. I think I just have 6 again. It still stops when we go to like the battle. So there is that. Still, he still has to get this victory too, so as long as I can just sort of survive, which admittedly is difficult if he's just going to Ramparts down our guy, but if I can get a removal spell, at this point I can just ice the Wind Scout and hope to win just through time. And I am getting an Abzan guide untap, which is nice. So at least then he's going to be forced to tap that down. He's also using more time now, so it's kind of putting him in a tougher spot. So I think at this point he realizes he's got to tap down the Abzan guide. I still have a good block for the Battle Priest. Alright, so he's tapping down the Lifelinker, which kind of makes sense. Hateblade's a great draw, so I guess at this point we can swing with the Bondkin again. Loses a Goblin, drop a Hateblade, and we'll pass. F6. Alright, so he's going to be able to get in with the Wind Scout. Just got to play this as intelligently as possible. If he swings with the team, you know, we've obviously got a pretty good idea that he's got the Trumpet Blast in that case. Treasure Cruise is a pretty big play. At the very least, this has taken some time. So I've got that going for me. Now we can't use Dazzling Ramparts too, which is kind of nice. We still have a good block. He doesn't have the mana to Trumpet Blast, so he's really only going to be able to get it with the Wind Scout. So got to take the flyer. Alright, so I guess we just swing with Bondkin again. Guess we do die to Trumpet Blast, but I just can't do anything about it. Yeah, unfortunately I just couldn't do anything about it. So, it's alright. I think we're in okay shape. And at this point we just need to basically win through time in Game 3. Or just beat him down in Game 3. Either of those options is pretty good. Definitely bringing in the Erase. Everything else, though, I don't think I guess Swiftwing is still pretty good against his Wind Scout, but then again, he can just prowess and make it out of range. All right, so let's just bring in the Erase, and let's ditch... yeah, what do we ditch? Preferably not a creature. Smite would still have been good. Feed is still very good. Preferably not a creature, preferably not a warrior, preferably not a flyer. I definitely want the Erase. Could ditch the Become Immense. Alright, let's do that. We'll play first. 6 lands. That's pretty bad. I'm trying to think. In this last game... Man, I don't want to get mana screwed beat down. At the same time, if I don't draw anything except lands, I'm kind of screwed. I think I got a mulligan. 18 lands, 6 land keep is just too dangerous. We got to do better than that. Alright, this hand's much better. I would go as far as saying this hand's infinitely better. All right. Him playing cards like this is actually the best for us because it just takes a lot of time. Cards like Taigam Scheming and Tormenting Voice, basically just cards that make you look and like make decisions, I think is really going to benefit us in game 3 here. I mean, at this point, I basically just need to go into full-fledged phalanx mode, just basically defense up the best I can. Disowned Ancestor helps with that, by the way. So if we get a land here, we morph something. If we don't get a land, we just outlast and pass. Oops. I need an actual black source in there. Dude is definitely using a lot of time. Kind of surprised he only got rid of one card, and that one card was a non-land. And a very good one at that, Abzan Battle Priest, so it's kind of surprising. Alright, Wind Scout's pretty good, but still need a land. If I can get a land, we're looking good, but I haven't quite gotten it yet. So I guess we just gotta outlast again and pass. Once we get a land, though, we're looking pretty good. Alright. It's not the worst thing ever. He's dishing some damage to us here, but we've got the erase. So I may just do that. We'll see. If I get a land, once again, well, got a new game plan at least. And we're ahead on the race currently, which is nice. He does have the Quiet Contemplation, but like I said, we have the erase if we need it. If we can just get a third land, we're in Watcher territory, plus Unmorph, so should be able to block the Wind Scout. Alright, I mean, that's pretty good, but it's not the worst. Oh, he's just going, okay. I mean, that makes sense. He's in a hurry. So, he could still easily win this. We just basically have to draw land, and we're in much better shape. Alright, well, no land yet, which is definitely concerning. I think I just erase now so that when I resolve my bird, I can for sure not have to worry about it getting removed. Otherwise, I was going to drop a Bondkin there, but I think we might need this Watcher to not lose this. I mean, we're definitely going to lose, I guess, if we don't draw land, but I don't know what to do about it. Alright, so now we're actually much safer. Still okay, believe it or not. Well, he almost got the victory there, but not quite enough. So we got there. He got close, though. I'll give him that. Um, the only reason he got close is because we didn't see our third land until it was almost too late. But thankfully, we deflected. We grinded out game 2 long enough where game 3 we could get the victory in time. There's been a fair amount of commentary on that in the comments that this has been a really grindy format, and I guess I have to agree. I mean, I can't remember the last time I went to time, uh, that many times. I feel like I've gone to time in a cons draft probably what 5 to 7 times, maybe something like that in like 40 drafts. That seems a bit excessive, but what can you do? Maybe it's just a grindy format. All right, we'll see you in the finals.